Hey everybody, we've got more Jeep news for you today. Jeep is bringing back an iconic nameplate from its history to take on the biggest, most luxurious SUVs on the market. Meet the Jeep Grand Wagoneer concept. Jeep says that we can expect to see a production version of the Grand Wagoneer in showrooms by next year. Now, to me, that suggests that this concept is probably fairly close to the production vehicle. We can't say for sure which specific elements of the concept will make it to production, but Jeep did share a few concrete details, revealing that the Grand Wagoneer will pack 3 different 4x4 systems, air suspension, and independent front and rear suspension. We also know that the Grand Wagoneer is a 3-row luxury SUV with a price tag that will climb above $100,000, lining it up to compete with vehicles like the Cadillac Escalade, Lincoln Navigator, and the Range Rover. Jeep really went all out on the styling of this concept, and it is pretty stunning. The classic Jeep look is captured in the front end of the concept well, while beautiful details like obsidian black accents and LEDs in the grille give it a modern feel. Arctic Ice White finishes the concept, while raised lettering on the hood spells out Wagoneer between the projector headlamps cradled in genuine teak wood. Yes, FCA really went all out here, but I think it's safe to say that not all of these details will be making it to production, including the massive 24-inch wheels. They give this concept some big presents, but I don't think you'll be getting 24s when the Grand Wagoneer hits the dealership floor. Climbing inside the Grand Wagoneer, you are greeted with beautiful silhouettes of the original Wagoneer etched right into the ends of the massive horizontal dash. A full pane glass roof has been used here, which in the case of this concept has been finished with a map of Detroit to pay homage to its home city, although the Grand Wagoneer will be built not quite in Detroit, but right nearby in Warren, Michigan. Details on the interior include an onyx glass mid-bolster running the length of the instrument panel, a structural aluminum wing that stretches across the front cabin and holds the wood inlays and massive screens. A 12.3-inch driver information screen is housed behind the steering wheel. A 12.1-inch screen sits in the center of the dash, serving as the main display, while a 10.25-inch passenger screen puts many of the vehicle's controls at the co-pilot's fingertips. And you guessed it, there's even more screens in the back. Rear seat passengers have a screen they can share, or they can enjoy their own 10.25-inch personal screens. The Grand Wagoneer will debut with the brand new Uconnect 5 infotainment system, and the audio system here has been put together by Macintosh. The concept packs a 23-speaker system, and I'm sure it sounds pretty impressive. As for power, Jeep has only said at this point that the Grand Wagoneer will feature a plug-in hybrid powertrain, though details on the exact engine were not offered. Now, the Grand Wagoneer could use that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder plug-in setup that just debuted on the Wrangler, although since it's such a big SUV, I would imagine they might go for something more powerful. And if you don't know the powertrain I'm talking about, there's a whole other news video on the channel just released talking all about the brand new Wrangler 4xe. Make sure you go check that out when you're done watching this. Jeep plans to release not only the Grand Wagoneer, but also a shorter Wagoneer model, much in the same way as Chevy sells the shorter Tahoe and then the longer Suburban. This is FCA's first entrant into this full-size SUV category, and they are clearly shooting for the luxury market, which makes sense with the Wagoneer nameplate, because when the original Wagoneer came out, it was also considered to be a luxury SUV. Of course, at the time, the Wagoneer featured the famous wood paneling on the outside, one of the reasons why Jeep made sure to include a lot of wood on this concept to nod to that wood paneling. Although sadly, I don't think a Grand Wagoneer Woody is going to be in the cards. Hopefully they do it. Come on, Jeep, you got to do it.
The Jeep Grand Wagoneer came out in 1984 and ran until 1991. What had happened was they brought out the smaller Cherokee at that time. So they wanted to even take the Wagoneer another notch higher. So they put the name Grand with it, and put all the luxury items on it, the finest materials, the wood grain on all of them. It stood apart and looked, better than most. And it was just a top-end vehicle that the market had really never seen something of that luxury. Today, it's still a high-end collectible vehicle for many people. You'll still see them run around Hollywood because they're timeless. They're just a beautiful vehicle that has all the high-end luxury that anybody would ever want.
There's no doubt that this concept is absolutely gorgeous. I think that the overall styling and kind of shape of it is exactly what we're going to see in production. Just don't expect some of these little details. Although, you know what? All those screens inside, I can see those going to production. And if they do, this is going to be one gorgeous SUV. So everybody, that is it for this video. I want to hear what you think of this Grand Wagoneer concept. And what do you think of the fact that Jeep is bringing back the Wagoneer name? Go below, leave us a comment, let me know what you think. While you're down there, don't forget to hit like and hit subscribe, and then come back to the Truck King YouTube channel to see what we're testing next. See ya.